What's up, everyone? Positive vibes to everyone today. How you guys are doing, guys and gals? Uh, Today we are talking about 10 cheapest and safest cities in Europe with real visa path. And we're talking about cities that you can live under $2,500. But before we get into that, posted these are my other YouTube channels. My DJ Ancient One channel on YouTube. Um, Please come over there, support. This is the Mixcloud one. This is doing really good. I got a story I'm gonna share with you guys after the show, so stick around for that one. And this is the Facebook one. I do have an Instagram one, but I haven't really posted anything up on that one yet. But yeah, those are my channels. Please subscribe, support. I greatly appreciate it. So basically, let's get into it. Basically, we're going to be talking about people talking about it's so expensive to move to Europe because it's just expensive, which is not. There's places in Europe that are cheap. You can live for even less than $2,500 a month, and it's safe. So I have a list, and we're going to run through the city by city from cheapest to a little bit more expensive, but you're going to still keep it under that amount of hundred about under $2,500 a month. So as you can see, to start it off, we got Belgrade, Serbia. Now let me drop myself a little lower, make this bigger. um Basically, the visa path is what they have is what they call a self-employment visa, which is 1 year, which can be extendable to 3 years. And if you've been there for 3 years, you can have permanent residency, which is possible. It's one of Europe's safest capital. Basically, the main risk you're going to be worried about is pickpocketing, and that's pretty much all over Europe. Um, they don't offer the blue card, which I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But yeah, you'll be able to get I think they have something that's similar to the digital nomad visa. Now, here's the thing with the blue card, and I'm going to explain that to you real quick. The digital nomad visa lets you work from work in their country, and you're getting paid from a foreign employer. So you're working, like say you're in the United States, but you're based in Serbia. Okay. The EU blue card is the opposite of that. You're working for a company within that country, which is a golden opportunity. So if you can get that, that's going to really put you on a path of possibly get citizenship. So that's something you might want to get your hands on if you can work for a company. That's why I always preach about go to countries where you can get a job at. So that way you can get that EU card. And after a while, you can probably get citizenship. But again, you're looking at right now Belgrade, Serbia. Uh, just to put a quick pause on this. Um, Hold up. Stop this real quick. Go back. Since we got a whole bunch of apartment buildings, you're looking at rent's going to run you about 900. Groceries and food anywhere from 300 to 350. Public transit is going to be about 20 to 30 bucks a month. Utilities 230. So you're looking comfortably anywhere between 1,600 to 7,500 a month. So that's your cost of living. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. There's going to be more to come, brother. More to come. So that is Serbia. Weather-wise, you can expect it to get cold, but this is another one, Sofia, Bulgaria. Um, Visa path, you're looking at a Type D long stay visa, resident permit for freelance and self employment, renewable annually. One of the friendliest and safest in the region. And you, yes, you can get the blue card. I forgot the name of this. It's Alexandria Castle or something like that. I forgot the name of it anyway. But what you're looking for, you're looking at a one bedroom in a city center. Rent's going to be about 5 to 600. Groceries, you're looking at 280 to 320. And these numbers I'm coming up with is coming from Numbro. Um, Public transportation, $25 a month. Utilities, 150. So total comfortability, looking at anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 a month. Um, Keep in mind, being up in Europe, you're going to deal with your winters, so be prepared for that one. But yeah, these are some opportunities for you guys if you guys looking at Europe. Um, I would just take a trip out there and check it out if you guys are interested. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I should have wrote down the name of this building. But yeah, these are really great opportunities for you guys to check out Europe and stuff. Um, there's a couple of spots I want to check out in Europe myself, but I'm keeping some of mine's private for good reasons, to be honest with you. So yeah, but these, like I said, the cost of living, you can find cheap stuff in Europe to go live and stuff like that. Um, just like we found some in Spain. I got to do Portugal. I got to remember to do Portugal next. Yeah, because I know there's not a lot of cities in Portugal, but we're gonna do Portugal next time because Portugal, that's starting to be the hot spot. Everybody wants to go there. Um, but I want to do a general Europe. I think we do have one city in Portugal on here, so we'll get that going as well. Tirana, Albania. This is the newest hotspot where a lot of people are going, a lot of expats and a lot of retirees are going. And if you guys can go get something in Albania, we'll just pause this real quick. If you can get something in Albania right now, because they're setting themselves to be part of the EU, they're not in the EU right now. Just like the last two, they're not in it. No, wait, who was it? No, Bulgaria is in the EU because they got the blue card, and Serbia is not. So they're not. Tirana, Albania is not in the EU, but they're setting themselves up to be part of the EU. So if you can get yourself a piece of property over there, which I can will tell you, if you go down to Durres, which is a coastal town, you can get yourself a nice piece of property, seaside view for cheap. But anyway, um, they have a unique permit for digital nomads, combined residency and work permit, which is valid for 1 year. Low crime, one of Europe's lowest robbery rates. Petty theft and scams are basically the main issue. No blue card. Albania is not in the EU yet. Your rent, one bedroom, you're looking at 550 to 700, which is starting to go up because it's starting to get really popular in Albania, in Tirana. Groceries looking at 280 to 320. Public transportation 20, and all these numbers I'm throwing at you is monthly. Utilities is going to be about 150. So your total comfort is going to be anywhere from 1,100 to 1,300 a month. Now, there are some other cities where the cost is going to be a little bit lower. Like I talked about Duress. I've seen condos, 2 bedroom condos, going with seaside view, going as low as about 80,000. Some 50,000s. It all depends what it comes with. But yeah, you can get yourself a nice condo either with a sea view or by the ocean for cheap. So that's a real good deal on that one. So I would look at that, and like I said, is Starting to be the new expat city location. It's starting to be the new digital nomad location. It's starting to be the new retiree location. So I was y'all guys, I would definitely check out Tirana or Durrës or some of the other cities in Albania. Albania is starting to be the new spot, bro. Um, and plus, like I said, when they get part of the EU, that's going. Yeah, a lot of people going to be wanting to get residency over there. Bucharest, Hungary. No, Bucharest, Romania. Excuse me. Um, Basically, standard freelance employment residency permit route. You can get that safety level 1 advisory, low risk category, low violence. It is part of the EU, so you get the blue card, and it's easiest EU country for foreigners to actually get a local work permit. Um, Beautiful country. I'm waiting for that video to pop up so I can show you something. I mean, look at that. That's just. Oh, by the way, this is Dracula's castle right here. Well, they call it Bram's castle now, but this is Dracula's castle. Um, Rent 1 bedroom in the city center is going to be 660 and up. Groceries about 300 to 400. Public transportation about 20 a month on a monthly pass. Utilities about 200, and you're talking about anywhere from 1450 to maybe about 1600 a month, which is not bad. So I would definitely look at probably Romania if you're doing like digital nomad stuff. Really starting to be a hotspot for over there for digital nomads. Um, but again, Europe will have its cold season, so think about that. Um, so that's Bucharest. That's why I get a beautiful scenery, worth it. I definitely will check it out. And so anybody tell you that Europe is expensive? No, it's not. It's not expensive at all. Um, and obviously, if you go outside the city center, you're going to get cheaper prices on rent. Definitely. Um, I don't know what their transportation situation is like, but you might, if you can get yourself a car, that's even better. But you'll definitely get better options if you're outside the city. And that's the key thing. Outside the city, if you're like 20, 30 minutes away, you'll get cheaper rent. So keep that in mind if you're doing Europe. Anywhere in Europe, like Germany, Budapest, Budapest, Hungary. Um, Visa path, the white card digital nomad visa requires 3,000 €3,000 a month net foreign income, valid for 1 year. Now, keep this in mind, guys. And this is where a lot of people get confused. What you make is one thing, but you have to meet that particular requirement. Meaning you got to show $3,000. Okay, so don't get it confused with what you have to make, because you can make the money, but you got to show that monthly net when you're applying for it. But the numbers I'm gonna give you is what it costs to live there. So the safety level, the main issue is pickpocket and phone snatching on transit, and you get the blue card, so you can get a job working there in Budapest. Your rent for 1 bedroom is going to be about 700 to 1,000. Groceries are going to be 300 to 400. Public transportation, which is your basic money saver. Your transportation, you're running at $25 for a monthly pass. Utilities and building fees about 100 to 250. So you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000 a month for Budapest, which, like I said, depending on what your VA or what you're getting for Social Security, you're doing okay, you know. Um, and again, this is just in the city center. We ain't even hit the outskirts. So when you get the outskirts, you get the rent's going to be cheaper. And that's the secret. That is the real secret to this whole thing. It's you don't want to be in the city. You want to be on the outskirts. Because I've seen prices drop dramatically when you're like in the outskirts. It's just the transportation back and forth is going to be the issue. Especially like if you're dealing with snow and all that stuff. But Zagreb, Croatia. Um, they do have the digital nomad visa, but the income requirement rose to 3622 a month in 26. So again, this is what you got to show what you make monthly in order to get the digital nomad visa, and it's valid up to 18 months. Foreign income tax exemption, which is really good. You know how I pay taxes. Also, does not allow you to work for the Croatian registered company. So basically, can't work for a company on that digital nomad visa. Safety rated very high for safe indices and excellent healthcare. Blue card, yes. So if you can't get the digital nomad visa, you can get a job. You know, again, get a job. They'll sponsor you. They get you the blue card, and you're good to go. Rent, you're looking at 650 to 700 if you're in the city center. Groceries 3 to 350. Public transportation 40 to 43 on a monthly pass. Utilities 160. So you're looking setting yourself at about 1,600 to maybe 2,000 a month. So that's pretty good. Um, so that's a pretty good situation to be in. Now, as you can see, the prices are going up and up and up to where it's going to get more expensive. So now we're in Krakow, Poland. Unfortunately, they don't have a dedicated digital nomad visa yet, but they have the standard residency permit tied to employment or registered businesses. So I think basically that means is if you get a job down there, you're just gonna have to get the blue card, and it has one of the lowest salary thresholds in the EU, which is 34,400 euros a year. Very safe, low in crime. It's well below Germany with that salary, which is 50,700, or France, which is 53. So Poland is really low on the salary end. Rent, you're looking at 650 to 750. Groceries 250 to 450. Oh wow. But transportation is cheap. It's well under $30 a month, and utilities 150 a month. So you're looking at anywhere between 1,400 and maybe 1,900 a month. So those are things you're going to have to look at when choosing countries in Europe. And obviously that's pretty pricey when you're looking at Poland. Also keep in mind about Poland, a lot of people say some negative things about the people in Poland. Let me just stop this real quick. A lot of people say a lot of negative things about people in Poland. You have to understand, Poland has been occupied by different regimes over the years. So they're kind of cold to people. Just got to understand that. They didn't really get their freedom until I think the 70s or 80s, where they just became their country, but they're just very weary of people, you know. So doesn't excuse certain behaviors, but kind of understand that when you've been occupied by different regimes and stuff like that, they just become wary of people. So, but it's a beautiful little area. Um, so if you're interested in Poland, I know some people have talked about it. I think O'Shea Duke Jackson used to study over in Poland. Um, Ljubljana, Slovenia. Well, that's a mouthful. Anyway, they have residency permit tied to your employment. No dedicated digital nomad visa. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a very beautiful scenery right there. Um, Safety, one of the safest capital cities in Europe. Blue card, yes, because it's part of the EU. You're looking at rent in the city center about 800 to 1300. Groceries, 3 to 350. Public transportation, 35 to 40. Utilities, 150. So that puts you pretty much in the 1800 to $2200 range. See, now you're getting pricey when you go into certain countries and stuff. So, and then we haven't even accounted for global inflation and stuff like that. Keep that in mind. This is just bare bone basic numbers. Um, Again, further you go out, you'll start cutting some costs. You start making some sacrifices. So, and the condition of the apartment and all this other stuff you have to look at as well. But this is some beautiful scenery out here. Really beautiful scenery. Uh-oh. Coming to one of my favorite countries I want to go visit. Well, the last two of my favorite countries I want to go visit. Yes, Porto, Portugal. Um, they do have a digital nomad visa. And let me kind of stop. I gotta explain something to you guys. Portugal changed their residency visa, and let me just explain that. The residency visa right now, it'll take you about 2 3 years to get the permanent residency visa, but the citizenship is going to be an additional 10, which sucks. So that really blows. But for the D8 digital nomad visa, they want uh they're about 3,600 euros monthly income requirement, or 11,040 euros in savings, 2 year permit renewable for 3 more, citizen path after 5 years, which is wrong because citizenship pass changed to 10 years now. It's very safe with an excellent health care. You definitely can get your blue card. One or more excessive salaries thresholds in the EU, and Portugal ranks one of the most foreign worker friendly countries in Europe, which is true. Um, Rent, though, this is where it gets expensive, and this is what happens when you get into gentrification. Um, Rent is about 1,300. Groceries, 350 to 450. Public transportation, 47 on a monthly pass. Utilities, 140. So we're looking basically at anywhere from 1,900 to 2,300. So being in Portugal can be pricey now. And that's what happens when you deal with gentrification. It is expensive. Um, and this is why there's such an out. That's why they have made some changes in terms of getting people coming in and buying real estate and getting residency cards or the golden visas and stuff like that. They have made so many changes. It's because a lot of foreigners was pricing out people, and when they got these, when they was buying real estates, they were getting citizenships, and these they was using the real estate for Airbnb. Now Valencia, Spain. This is the last one. Um, S- Spain did some major changes on theirs. Digital nomad visa, 2,900 a month, up to 3 years, renewable for five, then permanent residency. Very safe, strong infrastructure, law and crime. You definitely can get the blue cards. Um, Rent, you're looking at anywhere from 1,100, 1,300 a month. Groceries, 3 to 350. Public trans, 25 to 30 on a monthly. Utilities, 120 to 150. So that's going to put you anywhere from 1,900 to 2,400. Now, Spain did some massive changes. They got rid of their golden visa program. Um, what was this? Coming from America, Portugal is very economical. Yeah, I mean, I put Magna and Valencia in Spain, but Valencia is nicer and major city for expat. Oh, really? Okay, cool. But like I said, they have gotten rid of their golden visa because a lot of people was buying property and getting the golden visa, but they was pricing out the locals. And you may have heard about you go to Barcelona on vacation and they're throwing water at you because it's the city get overrun and then they jack up the prices. I can tell you there's a little island I guess everybody knows about, Ibiza, Spain, where they party their ass off. It's like club paradise over there. I can tell you the living conditions over there, it's atrocious. I mean, you got pipes running into the sea. They're cracked. The infrastructure is bad. Housing is horrible. Um, it's super super bad, and that's how serious it is. The infrastructures, like people want to live on the mainland instead of the island. Um, it's just super expensive, and oh, and by the way, shout out to Spain for winning the World Cup. Thank you for beating Argentina. I hate Argentina. Yeah, they have the non-lucrative visa, which is good. But I guess past this. Oh, one thing, path to citizenship only for Spanish-speaking countries, not for the U.S. And with all the beef going on, with a certain president opened up his goddamn mouth, we you have to renounce your citizenship if you're gonna go for Spain. If you decide to be a citizen in Spain, so you can. So the most you could probably get is permanent residency, and that's it. That's the most you're gonna get from Spain. So those are your top 10. I'm sorry to rush it through. I apologize for that. But these are the people keep saying that Europe is expensive. There were some honorable mentions, and there were some cities that got cut off, like Sarajevo, Bosnia, and Moldova. Uh, Sarajevo and Bosnia got cut off because of property crimes and ongoing terrorism concerns. That's why they got cut off the list. And Moldova, uh, it's a level 2 because of unresolved there's a conflict going on. Oh, it's near Ukraine. That's why. That's the situation. Um, but basically, these there's many more cities that's cheaper than this. Okay, many more cities. So I just broke it down to people for this one, just because it's just under that. There's some cities that may be a little bit more riskier, but still safe to go to. Um, there was other cities in like Albania and stuff that still safe, but a lot cheaper, a lot prettier. Um, There was other cities like the other countries like they didn't mention Montenegro and all this other stuff. Montenegro is fairly cheap, but other than that, boom. One thing I want to mention, this is kind of cool. If guys, if you could subscribe to my stuff, if you can. I want to tell a story about this particular one, Mixcloud. Um, I One of my downloads I did a mix called Learning Out Loud, which is kind of a musical journey of minds of you know, being older and mixing and all this other stuff. It just hit the number 8 on the Mixcloud, and this is global, by the way. Mixcloud hard Chicago hard house charts, which I'm excited about. I just finished up volume 2, which I'm gonna drop this weekend once I listen to it, because that's why I kind of rushed through this, because I want to finish up and listen to it. So if you want to really hear some good house music, DJ, hit go to Mixcloud. Just to explain it, this one's gonna have the license free music on it. This one's gonna have the commercial music on it. So you'll enjoy it, and this one's gonna just have the combination of both. One thing I'm also gonna, I hate to get off on this note. Um, Guys, watch what you're doing overseas. Um, I don't get into passport bro BS, because my personal opinion, I'm getting sick and tired of the passport bro haters, and I'm getting sick and tired of people going over there for pay for play. Uh, Someone got caught sticking it in the wrong age. I'm not going to get into it, but I just want to let y'all know, um, even if you're outside of the country and you happen to go pay for play for somebody underage, by US standard, it is still a federal crime, irregardless, and you can still be arrested. So I'm just letting y'all guys know that. I know you our guys over here don't deal with that stuff, and I keep that separate from this channel. That's why I don't deal with it. I don't deal with these passport bro haters, because they're a bunch of little bitches, as far as I'm concerned. So I just deal with travel. I'm all about keeping you guys safe. That's my whole thing. We travel, we enjoy the world, we relocate if we want to relocate, we do it the right way. I ain't got time for the stupidness that's going on here. So let these guys do their thing. I don't care. I'm here for you guys. If you want travel information, if you want to relocate, you want to get visas and stuff like that, I'm here for you guys. That's what I'm here for. But like I said, just be careful what you're doing overseas. Okay. Especially now, they just put out a travel alert. Just be cautious when you're traveling now, because of what's going on between United States, Israel, and Iran. Um, have you been to any of those cities? No, I haven't. Um, Most of my stuff has been Middle East. I had a brief stay in Austria. Um, that's about the only European city I've been to. It's Austria. Um, and that was just an overnight turn and burn. Um, I want to go back to Austria, check it out. To be honest with you, um, I've been to Iceland. That was another overnighter. That was quite interesting. But mostly it's been Middle East, um, it's Brazil, Mexico, Canada. Not a whole lot, but I definitely want to do Europe, to be honest with you. But with me, time is of the essence, so I have to see. But I haven't made up. I've made up my mind when I'm gonna do Europe, because my next trip pretty much is gonna be Thailand. I'm going to be heading down to one of the islands in Thailand. Whether I'm not sure it's going to be Krabi, Koh Samui, or Koh Tao. I really want to go to Koh Tao, but I may end up going to Krabi. And if that can't work out, then I may end up just going to Bangkok. So I know this is a short stream. I'm sorry I had to move it because I forgot to do something with the video. It screwed up. I had to make a quick one. But yeah, guys, just watch what you're doing when you're going overseas. They they're just there's a lot of stupid people doing stupid stuff. I just watched O'Shea Deuce Jackson's video, who makes a very good point. A lot of guys are ruining it for other people. So do your best behavior. And I'm not worried about you guys because you guys are smart. You're not into this drama stuff. So that's why I go to places where a lot of these guys aren't there. So that way I can do my own thing. So I stay away from that bunch. So, you know, that's why it's kind of good. I put these videos out for you guys so you guys have better options and other places you guys can go so you don't be caught up in there. So other than that, guys, I gotta bounce. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for being here. I apologize for being short. I'll have something a little bit more better next time. But until then, I catch you guys later.